Today we'll be solving LeetCode number 3121, count the number of special characters 2. This is a medium question on LeetCode, and this is also the daily problem for today. Now if you've taken a look at the question I solved yesterday, it was the first part of this question, so it was the prequel of this, and the approach in this one is pretty much the exact same, right? Last time, like I said, we considered in both directions, so upper then lower, or lower then upper, both got +1 +1, right? Now for the people that don't know about what I did yesterday, the question itself is pretty simple. We are given a string, right? So we are given a string, right, that consists of a bunch of characters, and we're supposed to count the number of times in this question in particular, essentially whenever a lowercase character happens, then an uppercase, as in the uppercase of that same lowercase character, right? So a then a would give a +1 to our counter, right? So if you consider the first example, a and bc and bc over here, right? Both of them, so we would do a to a, right? We wouldn't consider this a. Well, when we do actually do like this, we look through the list like this, right? So we will see that when the upper character is put up, then we will check for the lower counterpart. We don't really consider this in the sense that what I do is I do 1 and 0 to dictate whether it was set already, and even if it's set, even if we see it again, it will still be just be 1, right? Because we are not allowed to count duplicates. Then B and C and C and C. Now the question itself doesn't state another condition. I would say it's a bit like it doesn't explicitly state this. So when you're given a string like this, right, when you do see, right, when you do see an occurrence, so if you do see like B, the uppercase B, right, uppercase B, and then we see that the lowercase was set previously, so we would do +1 in this scenario, right, because that's what's desired. But after we've done this operation, right, after we've done this operation, if we do see another B, then we should actually dock the counter, because now we've considered something that doesn't match the pattern, right? The pattern is lower than upper, right? It's not lower upper lower, it's lower than upper, and only one instance of this. Okay, so same approach as yesterday. What we do is we loop through the list, right? We loop through the list. When we calculate the index of where this would be inserted into some storage array, and this storage array will be of size 52, right? Yeah, so we have a storage array. We want to put it into this index, right? I'll show the index calculations in a bit. And once we have, like, let's say we're sitting at 8, then we want to check its smaller counterpart, see if it's set. If it's set in the sense that the storage for the lowercase is equals to 1, then I'll do something, right? If it is set in this scenario, then we would do, like, we would be happy to increase our counter. But there's a small trick to this question. The way we essentially do this over here, right? This is a case. This is a subtle edge case. So A, B, B, and we would see the next B happen. What I've done is I've just made a hash set out of it. So I would say, like, I have processed this uppercase character already, and I will also store it, right? Storage for whatever the index that I calculated was, set it to 1, like we've seen the uppercase. But like I have over here, like we have seen the uppercase already, right? So we've seen and we've added the uppercase. Our hash set would look something like B, right? So that the next time when we do encounter a small b, and we can check, hey, is the uppercase version of this b in our hash set? If it is, then we will dock 1 for the counter, because now we're not following the condition that was given to us, right? And that's pretty much it for this question. So now if I lay out the code, by the way, I did this in Python this time because I needed to use a hash set and I did not know how to do that in C. I'm still used to the semicolons, don't mind that. Scene equals set, right? So we made a hash set over here. Now I'll just do a loop through each character. If it's the uppercase version, the index, by the way, is calculated using ORD ch minus ORD. So essentially take the integer value of the character, right, and take the integer value of capital A. So this would essentially, like, if it was B minus A, it would give you 1, and since we have a storage of 52, so 0 to 25 for lower, 26 to 51 for upper, right, lower. Our offset is 26, so we would have to shift 26 spots up to get the essentially the index we would put it at when it's an uppercase, right? And the lowercase counterpart would just simply be 26 spaces down. So this way we've got one where we would store it and the counterpart immediately. Now the next condition, if we had already processed this, then well, we're skipping it, right? Because no, we don't do that. So you just continue that. Now the fact that we're here, that means it was not set, so we will check the lower counterpart, right? If it's set, then like I said, we're happy to see this, we'll add it. Counter plus equals 1, storage, we will set it so that the next iteration this loop hits, and I'll also add it to the processed set, or like the scene set. And if it wasn't set, well, we saw it, right? And this way we've stored it. Now the second else statement is the fact that it is a smaller case character, right? Then the index for that is alright. Now like I said, what do we check? So if ch dot upper, so if this is a small b, it will become capital B, and if this was in scene, right, if it is something we processed, then we'll counter minus equal 1, right? But we only care about it once, so if B and B happen, we will dock it. Like if B and then another B happen, we would dock it for 1 counter, so this would nullify itself essentially, right? Because we tried to count this pair, but given that this didn't satisfy it, we would dock 1. But we would also remove B from process, because now we've already considered the BB pair and nullified it, right? So we would also remove the character from there. Oh, did he remove the counter? Okay, so if not, just set it, right? If we didn't have to do any of that, just set it. Or well, even if we had to do any of that, it will just set it to 1. It's the same thing. So after that, at the end, return your counter, and that's pretty much it for this question. This was coded in Python.